I took 3 trades this week on my 10K account, and as of last week, I was already up about 3%. So I knew that I just need just one trade to get past at least 1 to 3, 2% risk. I'm gonna make about 6%, so I could close up in about 5% and get the account passed. So the first trade went well, but the funny thing is, this particular trade, I tried to raise 2% and I saw not enough money. I think it was this slight news, not high impact, but I don't know the kind of impact it had. Maybe it's medium impact news, and they refused me from risking 2% for some reason. I don't know why. And I was only able to risk 1%, and I made about 1 to 2.5 or so, and I just closed it. It literally went well, but I just closed it because I was not happy with where it was going. Because I knew that even if it reached 1 to 3 on the dot, I'm not going to make any money from it. So I just closed it, and I'm like, I'll wait for the next day. Now I took the next trade, and this was the trade I told you guys that went straight to stop loss. So remember, the first trade I told you I made about 2%, so I was already up about 5% already. So I knew that if I reach 2% on my next trade, I'm gonna clear the account. So this was the trade and it went straight to stop loss, like I explained in my previous video. And this was the last trade, and this one actually went about 1 to 1 and all of that, but it later hit stop loss, and I'm back to break even. My account is back to break even. And this one I actually risked about. This last trade I reached about 2.8% on the account safe. I risked very high on it because I wanted to, if it had gone well, it would have, passed the account for me. I'll tell you one thing I did that was totally wrong. The thing is, I literally tried to push myself faster. I noticed that I was already tired. I was already bored. I was like, I want to go into next week with at least a phase 2, then maybe upper week with a funded account. But sometimes it doesn't work that way. See, if we tend to exclude patience, I'm trying to make this video long so that it does not get boring. But if we tend to always exclude patience from the game, it will keep costing, and that's just what cost me in this game. I'm not going to lie. It's not about the trade hitting stop loss, because you can see the last trade I told you. Imagine I reached 2.8% in a day. I need 3% because the minimum drawdown on a day is 3%, and I know it's sure whereby if I reach 3% on the dots, maybe any small news will just make it be more than 3% and I'll get breached. Do you get? So just impatience again is what cost me, to be honest. I should have gone into next week still with my 3%, because on the second trade after the loss I was still up 3%. I still have my 3% up, but because of I wanted to get this done with this week, I forced myself to trade. Because I don't trade Fridays, because I feel Fridays are just anyhow, is it 50-50 something. And if I trade on Friday, I don't risk too much. I risk 1%, or I just trade personal account and I just leave it. But it is what it is. That's how we went this week, and back to break even, back to the account. So let's see how next week is. That's how trading can be. That's just it, guys. I'll meet you guys next week. How it goes.